Hi there guys, welcome back, and in this one I actually want to introduce you guys to the cheapest smartphone I've ever bought. This is the Vodafone VFD 630. This phone was £35 brand new. It comes with a wall charger, earphones, and a USB cable. So I don't understand why Samsung and Apple selling phones for over £1,000 and they don't come with these devices. Let's get started. Right guys, so as I've mentioned before, this was a £35 smartphone, brand new from Vodafone. I bought this online, and you do have to get a £10 Vodafone SIM card with it, so it makes it £45. However, without the SIM card, it's obviously £35. Now, the name of this phone is actually Vodafone Smart N10, but when you check the specs online or when you turn the phone on, the model number is VFD, which I'm assuming stands for Vodafone, and it's model 630. Now, this video is not going to be a review of the phone per se. This phone is not amazing, don't get me wrong. It is cheap, but it is also functional, but it is by far not amazing, right? So the purpose of this video is to simply tell you who this phone is for and who this phone is not for, okay? So let's jump into this. Alright, so let's just have a quick rundown of what the specs actually are. And again, it's not amazing specs, but I think for £35 you probably won't get better than this anywhere else. So you have a 5.8-inch screen. You do have a big notch at the top there. I'll show you guys that later on. It's HD+, so that's not full HD+, but simply HD+. So I'm assuming that's going to be something like 720p. You have a 2900 milliamp hour battery, an 8 megapixel back camera, and a 5 megapixel front camera. This comes with Android 9, so not the latest version of Android. We're currently on Android 11, but again, keep that price point in mind. It's £35. It comes with face unlock. It says superior grip. So yeah, the back does feel very grippy because of this textured finish they have on there. And it has parental restrictions, which I'm sure if you're buying a phone for £35, you're probably going to give this phone to a child. And if you're going to give it to a child, parental restrictions is probably a good thing to have. So there's that notch I spoke about. To be honest, I wouldn't even call this a notch. I'll call this a chin. It is really huge, and for a phone this small, I know that sounds weird to call a 5.7-inch phone small nowadays, but that is the truth actually. It is quite a big notch. However, I don't think it impacts the phone very much because I keep going back to the price point. Being £35, even if this phone didn't come with a charger or a cable, if it had a notch probably half the size of the screen, it would still be worth it. Because not many smartphones for that price are actually usable. So one of the reasons I tend to buy Vodafone's branded smartphones is that they actually don't come with a lot of bloatware. And the bloatware it does come with, you can uninstall most of it. So this came with Facebook, I removed that. I think it came with Instagram as well, and that's already gone. And the only other things that this phone comes with from Vodafone directly are parental restriction, tips, and for this particular one, that's it. So you get 4 apps pre-installed, and you basically get stock Android for £35 again. And bear in mind, this is not Android Go. This is the full Android 9 version. So I can go ahead and show that to you guys. Okay, so just to give you guys a quick preview of what the camera actually looks like, here we are. And if I go ahead and actually take a photo of something, and then I go to gallery, usable, I would say yes, kids would have no issue using this. I think if you're a working adult who actually needs their phone for more than just taking a few pictures or messaging people, so for example, if you use work emails a lot, or if you do anything productive on your phone, this is not going to be for you. This is going to be for someone who is breaking into the smartphone market, for someone who simply wants to get the cheapest smartphone that they can get, or even a spare phone, right? I'm going to buy 2 of these and keep them as a spare phone. Reason being, it has a memory card slot, right? It has a headphone jack. which I mean, for £35 I get a headphone jack, and I'm spending more than £1,000 for the brand new iPhone or the brand new Samsung phone, and I don't get a headphone jack. So that's a big benefit to myself. So this phone is not for people who want the best, smoothest Android experience. It's not going to be for people who want to play games. It's not going to be for people who want the best camera. It's not going to be for people who want the latest version of Android. And it's not going to be for smartphone enthusiasts, unless, like me, you like looking at cheap technology that actually gets the job done. Maybe not as quickly as obviously the Samsung Galaxy S20 or S21 that's coming out relatively soon, but still it gets the job done, right? This would be the perfect phone for a child. Reason being, again, is £35. It wouldn't even make sense to insure a phone like this, because the yearly insurance coupled with the excess you would have to pay is probably going to be double the price of the actual phone. So you could just buy these as spare phones, have them around the house. When you're going on holiday yourselves, you can bring it, or you can give it to your kids to use. Now again, let's move over to this phone is for people who want a very cheap, very simple Android experience. I've installed no apps on this phone, but for example, I use Gmail very heavily. I use my photos a lot. I use camera a lot, but again, this phone is not for really taking pictures. This phone is for people who want the most basic Android phone that they can buy, and to get some features that actually make the phone usable. Now, a phone like this is probably going to be used as a backup phone, right? So I guess some of the things I wanted to test on this were, for example, YouTube, because a phone like this is going to be a really good, even this could be an amazing remote control for a smart TV or a Chromecast, right? Because it links to your Wi-Fi perfectly fine. You can control your smart TV from here without using the remote. It's easier to search using this. You can search by voice, you can search by text. So let's just try and play a video. Let's go to RonsTechHub. Let us play. See, and it actually loads perfectly fine. Videos load very quickly, no lag. But again, I don't have any messages on this one. I don't have anything but the apps that came installed with it. Let's test out the volume as well. Let's see how loud this gets. So on the right hand side, we have that red button there. That's the power button. And just above that, we have the volume rockers, okay? So obviously up and down. So let's turn this up a bit, see what it sounds like. Accurate, I would say, but it's very useful if you can calibrate it, or if you can get the hang of it. Rather than clicking or scrolling across, you could just quickly move this. Okay, but I'm going to stick to the... Alright, so that was YouTube there. I think that was very fluid. Didn't have any issues there. Let me actually try and connect to... Let's see, the Chromecast. No, okay, my Chromecasts aren't on, but it finds all the TVs on my network. If I turn my TV, if I turn my personal TV on now, it would probably find my Chromecast, which is plugged in, and I could cast there. So very handy. Let's quickly now go and check the Wi-Fi speed. This is something I think is relatively important, but again, for £35, even if it's rubbish, we can understand why. That's respectable, I think. I mean, 21 megabyte download and roughly 8 megabyte upload. £35 is how much I would spend on a Wi-Fi card for my laptop. And the fact that I can buy a fully fledged device that can make calls, send text messages, send emails, reply to WhatsApp messages, for example, for the same price is just astounding, right? So again, guys, the purpose of this video was not to do like a review of this. It was simply to tell you guys this was another cheap everyday tech I found. I think it's amazing value for money. I've gotten some of them for myself just as a spare phone. If something happens, I'm out on the road, I can quickly put a SIM card in and I'm good to go again. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Stay safe.